Mysteries behind knowing. 2004. Does space and time stand for something else? When we feel that we move in space and time, does something else happen in reality? We don't know some parallel universe work or not, but science directly agrees to what we know through our senses. Even though modern physics gives some importance to consciousness. When we say something is moving, science accepts it as it is. It does not ask how mind directly becomes the universe or how the universe becomes part of the mind. It does not inquire how brain fills mind with space and time. We know the qualities of universe which exist inside our mind only. So mind is primary. So does a universe exist outside our mind? We know our mind only. Then how does we know the universe? We imagine that whatever happens through our senses is made by matter. The sense of space and time in mind is also made by matter. But matter is an unknown thing. But we have agreed that matter exists outside our mind on space and time. Then the question will be how the matter shows the space and time inside mind. It is not meaningful if we assume matter to make space, time, color, etc. inside mind. Matter can produce all this if matter has magical properties. Matter move on space and time and also make space and time inside mind and know that. There can be one more case. There will be no case of making mind because mind exists as it is. There is no case of knowing through a mechanical act because mind is already known by the soul. Different minds are connected through space and time. Space and time is common for everyone's mind. This tells that space and time exists outside our mind. Still we can't say how the how the mind is made rather than telling that it simply exists. Further, we can tell that the space and time outside the mind and inside the mind does not exist, but both are same. If our mind exists on space and time, question arises how we know the space and time. Knowing the space and time means becoming the space and time. How the mind does knows the space and time on which it exists. If mind is not merging with space and time, the space and time outside the mind and inside the mind may be very different. Common space and time for different persons' mind says about how simultaneous event happen on different people's mind. But the external space and time says about a connection only. It tells how the mind of different persons is connected. Actually, it says about the movement of light ray which explains the communication of different minds. Light ray tells each other what is happening here and there. But if space and time does not exist outside, what is the necessity for a communication through the light ray? Each mind is merging with each other. If we do something on our mind, the other mind which is overlapped on our mind knows that. Can space and time exist outside the mind without our mind knowing that? Space and time is only a quality. If somebody knows that it can exist on his mind, if everything is happening outside the mind, what if everything is happens outside the mind, what happens outside? We can't know because we know our mind only. Even the word outside is known inside our mind only. If the same thing happens inside and outside our mind, it does not make much sense. Actually, we don't think that we are the mind. We think that we are something moving on the universe. We have to accept that we can't know anything more than our mind. We know the brain through our mind. What is brain made of, or what all we understand when we hear the word brain? Brain exists on space and time. Brain has mass. There is temperature, electricity, etc. inside brain. Brain has color, shape and may even be working with a sound. These are qualities about brain which we know through our mind. Now the question is, how can these qualities produce mind?